Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. I am your host for today's live stream. My name is Connor from Crypto Empire. I want to welcome everybody to today's Sunday live stream. Big shout out to All Day Dre with us first in the live chat. Dre, awesome supporter. I really appreciate it. But we do have a lot to discuss because a new week is about to begin. We have less than 2 weeks until the new year does start. So we really need to start preparing for 2023 if you have not already prepared for it. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So preparation is absolutely key. We're going to be talking a lot about that in this live stream so that we can have a banging 2023. I want to welcome everybody to the stream, including Moby Sage saying, hey, Connor. We also have Woody with us saying, great to catch the stream. Happy Sunday, Connor. Can you cover Canto today? You can certainly take a look at Canto later on in the stream, Woody. We also have Jazzy saying, let's get it. Good to see you, the Crypto Emperor. Jazzy, thank you for your support, brother. Good to see you in the live chat as well. Always good to see that name in the chat. And Moby, we are live, sir. This is a little bit later on in the day, but we are live right now. We're going to start things off with the crypto market overview. Let's get into that right now. So looking at this market, not much has happened at all this weekend since I was last live on Friday evening. Not a lot changed. Bitcoin trading at $16,786. We have Ethereum trading just below 1,200 at 1188. BNB with a very strong bounce, trading at $252. We'll take a look at that chart and talk about that Binance FUD in the stream. So be sure to stick with me until the very end. Also, shout out to Andrea, saying, Connor, back in the house, boys. We're back. We're not going anywhere. We're here to dominate. Good to see you, Andrea. Spaceboy and Kitty saying good morning from Brisbane. Normally at work, it's Monday here, but have the day off. This is time well spent, Spaceboy and Kitty. We're going to cover a lot in the stream, so I appreciate you enjoying your day off with Crypto Empire. It means a lot. We also got Schwim Denstrom with us saying looking forward to it. Shout out to Schwim. We got Elvis, we got Peterson Everard saying smash that like button on your way in. Absolutely, smash it up, smash it up, smash that like button. Andre saying when is the relief rally coming? We'll talk about that when we get into the charts. So really a very quiet weekend. We have Polkadot trading for $4.68, dirt cheap. Same price as it was in 2020 before it went to around $50. Everything is on sale still, but of course there is a possibility that we do drop lower over time, over the next few months. So we'll talk about the best strategy to go about buying the bottom. Now, if we look at the top gainers for the day, we have Thor Swap. This is the token for the Thor Swap. I believe it's a wallet. It's up 29% on the day. So Thorchain getting some usage with all these centralized exchanges going, quiet, a lot of FUD around the centralized exchanges. We also got Bone, the Shiba Inu, Shiba Swap protocol up 25% on the day. Bunch of coins that aren't very popular, very high up in the market cap rankings that are gaining today. Not a lot of low market cap coins up. If we look at the losers, Argentina just won the World Cup. Shout out to Argentina, congrats. Shout out to Messi, awesome performance. Anyway, their fan token is now down 45%. So another perfect example of a buy the rumor, sell the news. And I assume this is just leveraged short traders just shorting this thing on margin to cause it to go down 45%. We also have Zigzag down 19% on the day, and a bunch of small caps that, again, not many people have really heard of down right now because the market is flat. So with that being said, let's get to our Bitcoin technical analysis and start talking about some strategies to buying that bear market bottom. Andre saying, from watching over 10 crypto channels, only got to watch now Crypto Empire and into the cryptoverse. Well, Andrea, that means a lot. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you decided to stick with me right here where we dominate the crypto market. Really appreciate your support. And yeah, thank you for saying that. Let's get into our Bitcoin technical analysis. So let's start on our cleaner chart on the daily time frame and then work our way out. So on our daily time frame, again, this is what we talked about on Friday, but for anybody that missed it, we'll go over it again. We have our range low down here at $15,500, and we have our range high up here at $18,200 approximately. Price did sweep the range highs the day of the FOMC meeting when they announced that 50 basis point interest rate hike last week, right? Price swept the range highs, and then it was a short, the FOMC data release. And we went ahead from that range high sweep right to the $16,550 support level, and we did manage to hold that. That's very key that we held this support level. If we would have had a clean breakdown, if this green day never happened, right? This is Saturday's candle, so it can't really be trusted fully, being that it's a weekend price action candle. But if we were just to obliterate through this $16,600, $16,700 support level, that would be very bearish. And I would really advise caution. I'm just going to move this line to 16,600 for my own sake, because that's where it belongs. So we are mid-range. How do we know we're mid-range? We can pull a fib from the most recent high down to the low of the range. And we did just test the golden pocket down here at the 61.8% retracement. And we're very close to the 50% retracement. So we're in the middle of this trading range currently. Where do things go from here? Well, I think it's highly likely we start out the week. If we don't, let's drop this down to a lower time frame. If we don't double bottom here, meaning price goes and it tests this low, this wick again, right? If we don't double bottom, which is possible, we have the daily close in 13 minutes, and usually we do get some kind of false move right at the start of the new day, especially on a Sunday evening when the U.S. futures markets open up. Typically, we have some kind of head fake before the real move, which is why I'm discussing the possibility of a double bottom forming and then a push up back towards this monthly open at 17.1. But really the level that I'm looking for is, again, we can pull a fib from the swing low up to the swing high. We have our 50% retracement sitting right here at $17,460. And if we just look at the candles there on the 4-hour chart, what do we have here, guys? We have a drop, base, drop supply level. All right, so we definitely want to isolate this. And also, it coincides perfectly with our 50% fib retracement. So a push right back up to here would not surprise me early in this week. Overall stance, relatively bearish, but also understand the possibility that we can bounce nicely here. And we can bounce back up towards this range high, probably going to offer a nice short back down. So this is really the local kind of scenario here. We're on the 1-hour and the 4-hour charts discussing these possibilities. This is not macro at all. This is, for trading the next 12 hours really, right? Look for a move here on your charts back up into the supply level near 17,400 to 17,500. If we get a little flush out in 10 minutes at this daily open, daily close, we want to see this support hold, and it would most likely offer a nice long, again, back up to this 50% level at $17,400 to $17,500. But that's Bitcoin. Let me catch up with the live chat. We got Boppy Das saying, Crypto Empire, could you also share your views on building which crypto coins to dollar cost averaging for the next bull run? Like, which are the ones must have and some which can give massive gain in 2025? That's a great question, Boppy Das. I like your name, by the way. Never seen it before, spelt like that. Anyway, some good coins to DCA in for the next bull run. That does coincide with, the main subject of today's stream, which is how to buy the bottom. But I'll just briefly touch on your question right now. So, we need to understand the correlation in the cryptocurrency market. Everything is extremely correlated to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the main asset. It's the king. Also, there's Ethereum, the number 2. Personally speaking, I believe that Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin into the next bull run, 2024, 2025. And let's not forget, if we're going to start DCAing now, altcoins are beta assets to Bitcoin. Ethereum is, kind of in its own category when it comes to altcoins. But all these other altcoins on the chart, right, if we look at this market cap, all of these coins are extremely correlated to BTC, and they're beta assets, meaning they perform a lot worse when Bitcoin goes down and they perform somewhat better when Bitcoin goes up, right? A lot of altcoins completely smoked Bitcoin last bull run, going 50 to 100x. So if we understand this correlation, we know that if we do drop lower here, let's say Bitcoin goes to $12,000, Ethereum goes and tests its current bear market low at $888, what does that mean for alts? It means they're going to get smoked. It means they're going to drop another 40, 50%. So that's why I've been advising my Discord group members. Whenever I get asked this question in real life, in person, people know me as, the crypto guy, so to speak, because I've spent so much time researching, learning, and providing educational content to the world for this. But long story short, everything is highly correlated, okay? So ETH probably will outperform Bitcoin. Altcoins will get smoked if we do drop lower here, meaning the plan should be, if you just want to stay safe, buy ETH. Not financial advice, right? Especially if it goes lower than $1,000. But what you're able to do if you just hold Ethereum is, if you do want to diversify later on into all these other smaller altcoins, you have Ethereum to transact with. It's already out of your fiat bank account, so you don't have to go through any difficult onboarding processes, a fiat on-off ramp. It will already be in ETH, and you'll be able to quickly exchange it for that altcoin that you do want. So that, I would say, is kind of the best strategy if you're brand new and you don't really know what you're doing. Stick with that. Keep it simple, right? The KISS method. Keep it simple. Stupid is what the basketball coach used to say. But we're a PG show over here, Crypto Empire, so don't want anybody to get too offended in this world we live in nowadays. But anyway, yeah, that's that. Shout out to Rigoberto Chavez Jr. saying, Connor, live stream, let's go. Good to see you, Rigoberto. Thank you for the support. If you guys are just tuning in right now, don't forget to smash that like button right now and turn on all the notifications if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Also subscribe to the channel. We have Coin Operated saying, what's up, Connor and fellow crypto friends? What's going on, Coin Operated? Rigoberto saying, Connor, do you think we will have another year of the bear market and then have relief for about 6 months and finally the start of the bull run in early 2025? That's my timeline. We could go for another year, but I think that's unlikely. Worst case scenario, I've talked about this before, is September of 2023, so maybe another 9 months. But realistically, looking for some kind of bottom to form, some kind of massive capitulation spike to form in early 2023, and then we probably have that super boring sideways period in the charts. Speaking of the charts, let's get back to the charts right now, taking a look at Ethereum here. So ETH, we just talked about ETH in terms of the macro perspective, looking at it over the next few years compared to assets like Bitcoin and the other altcoins. I would say the safest bet, there's no free lunch, there's no guarantee. This is not financial advice, but probably the safest bet is going to be ETH. Last bull run, if we just kind of go back in time a little bit with ETH, many people may have forgotten that it had a low of around $80 over here. We'll call it 120 for simplicity's sake. Then it went up to around 4,900. All right, giving a 3,800% return. Buying the number 2 cryptocurrency on the market, 3,800% return. You don't need to go crazy searching for the next hidden gem altcoin. Yes, they do exist out there, and a very small percentage of them will pop off and outperform Ethereum. That happens every single bull run. But if you want somewhat, there's no guarantees again, but if you want somewhat of a guarantee, you're looking at it, right? Don't overcomplicate this. Anyway, let's get back to the local price action here on Ethereum. So again, similar scenario with Ethereum to Bitcoin. I would not be surprised to see some kind of possible flush low. We have our daily close now in 5 minutes. If we don't get that flush low, I would be looking for a move back up to last week's weekly open and the monthly open of December over here, around 1260 to 1294. And don't forget about that key level at 1280 either. But of course, we need to take it level by level. And if we pull our fib on this chart, we have the 50% right here at $1,254. All right, so this is your pocket. This is your pocket on a bounce. Right, we come up here, probably will be looking for shorts. catch a move down there. So we'll see how we open up in 4 minutes now. Excited to do this live and watch this daily candle form live. Check out these weekly charts as well. This weekly candle for Ethereum was very bearish, as we can see. Huge wick up into that range high supply level, almost to the exact tick. Then a very fat red body, and same thing on Bitcoin this week. Let's go to the clean chart here. You know, not a great looking weekly candle for BTC. Sweat the range high, and just nothing really. All right. So only around, like I said, 2 weeks left in the month here. Been a relatively slow trading month, but it is going to wrap up shortly. Now, real quick, I just want to go over this bear market so far and just kind of illustrate how strong this downtrend has been. We'll stay in the weekly time frame too to do this, and I'm going to clear this off so we get a completely fresh chart. So if we look at this, if anybody is brand new to using the Fibonacci price retracement tool, this is going to be a little bit of a crash course on how to use the fib. And we're also going to be going over some very important data so that you guys can really understand, you know, what's going on here. So first things first, if we're looking at the weekly time frame, last bull run, okay? Of course, I want a different chart actually because this doesn't have the 2018 bottom. All right, this works. Clear this. So if we look at this in 2018, right, we flushed down here to $3,300, $3,200 on Bitcoin. This was, of course, a great opportunity to buy. Price starts to form a little bit of an ascending triangle, and we break out through that. All right, strong breakout. Now what we can do is we can pull a fib, and we can see how far this breakout went to last time around, right? And we can see on this explosive breakout move, price topped out exactly at the golden pocket, the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. Then it had a super strong another leg down, forming a double bottom. And many people consider this March of 2020 bottom as the official kind of bear market low, because after this happened, it was up only. It was the start of the next bull market. So many people don't really consider this give it the same weight as the bear market low as they did with this bottom over here in March of 2020. Again, because in March of 2020, after this flush out, it was nothing but up only when we saw that bull market, right? When we experienced that bull market. Now, what this shows, all right, this is important. What this shows when price goes and it retraces all the way back up to the golden pocket, it shows the downtrend is getting relatively weak. Reason I say that is how I like to use the Fibonacci price tool. I use it, of course, to find pinpoint spots where price is going to turn around, but I can also use it to gauge the strength of the trend. Meaning that if price were to stop at the 23.6 retracement level and then, you know, go back down, that would tell us that the downtrend is very strong because price is not even able to break the 23.6 Fibonacci level. Same thing with the 38.2. Right? If we just went up and tested the 38.2 here, and then we rejected from there, that's still telling us that the trend down is very strong. We're going to go to present time in one moment. I just want to explain this so we're all on the same sheet of music. Now if we start getting up to the 50% and the 61.8, that starts to tell us the trend is getting weak. All right, yeah, we can pull back up, but the downtrend is weakening and it most likely will be over. You know, it's not going to really continue on forever. Now, let's go to present time. All right, this bear market starting in the November of 2021 high. What we want to do is we want to measure all of the main moves down, the main legs down. We have this one first, right? We have this first initial leg down coming off that $69,000 all-time high down right here to $33,000, right? So if we pull a fib here, and we see that on this retracement, price really cannot get above the 38.2, right? I'm looking right here on the chart. Everybody's eyes should be right here. So what this tells us, when price is unable to break that 38.2, it tells us the downtrend is very strong. All right? By the way, guys, smash up that like button right now. Next one. So after the 38.2, unable to break, you know, if price got back up here to the 61.8, that would be a different story. But it only got to the 38.2, huge flush down. Again, next one. We have this flush, right? From this 48K high in the start of April down here to 17,600. Again, we're going to pull our fib from the low to the high here. If we look on this bounce, price got right to that 23.6. All right. What does that mean? Well, it means that the downtrend is still seriously strong. All right. And what's very worrisome is over here on the weekly, we broke this low here at 17 and we made a new low at 15.6. Okay. We made a new low down here after confirming that super strong downtrend is still intact, with price unable to break above the 23.6 at $25,000 approximately. All right, so right now there is no sign that this downtrend is going to, let me get rid of this replay. There's no sign that this is going to end. And what we want to do is we want to use our TA skills, because we can also look to the left on the chart here. And if we look left, when price broke out, it formed no support resistance levels. All right, it was just straight up. And if we look at where we're currently sitting in terms of the price, it really is, it's in a very unstable, weak foundation, right? It's a foundation built on sand. The real support level on the chart is around $12,400. Because right now, if we look to the left, if we look in this area of the chart, there's really nothing here. There's really no support and resistance here. Okay, the main level really is at 12K. So yes, I do think that 12K is highly possible. If you want to wait for that, that's up to you. I cannot say we'll get there for sure. But in terms of the strategy to buy the bottom, you need to understand that we're very close. We're very close in terms of price. And also, it's down 78% from its high. So yes, we may not be at the exact bottom right now at $16,750. But, by the way, we just had that daily open 3 minutes ago. But we're on sale, all right? So, buyers will build the generational wealth. Don't go crazy looking for those super small cap altcoins driving you insane, spending all your time reading white papers and trying to figure out which one's going to go 100x. Like I said, if you just bought ETH last bear market at the bottom, you would have 50x your money with the number 2 cryptocurrency. All right, but in terms of the strategy, it's up to you if you want to wait for 12, ETH sub 1, or you start your DCA process now, or you continue your DCA process that you've been implementing over the last few months. Completely up to you, but you need to understand that the price is most likely very close to that level. Kind of similar thing on ETH over here. If we look at ETH, right, we have that low from the summer in June at $880. Below that, there's really nothing until 700 down to around 680, right? So on ETH, we break the summertime low. Most likely we come down here. Amazing deals, absolutely amazing deals, generational buying opportunities. So that's kind of the overall strategy to buy the bottom, right? We understand everything is on sale. We understand if we buy now, we have a very high chance of making a lot of money even with an entry right now if we can stomach 2 to 3 years of waiting. Or we can potentially wait a little bit longer and try to snipe that exact bottom. Regardless, we're close. All right, so that kind of covers the main subject of what I wanted to go over this stream in terms of buying the bottom strategy, making it very clear my stance on things, where I think we go from here. That's it. That's what I'm thinking in terms of all that. Hope that makes sense. Any questions, ask them right now in the live chat. while we're live so I can answer them for you. Let me go ahead and catch up with this live chat right now, by the way. Moby Sage saying, do you think regulation will hurt or help the gains in the next bull market? At this point, I think it's going to be very bullish, regulations, because a lot of trust has been lost in the crypto industry, and all the big money is waiting for the regulations to be passed, such as a Bitcoin spot ETF, an Ethereum spot ETF, a Litecoin spot ETF. They want these financial products that they know they can buy without any repercussions. They know if they were to buy Bitcoin, I'm talking, for example, a hedge fund or a big firm in the U.S. that abides by the books that the SEC sets and the FDIC. If they abide by the books, they're waiting for that regulation to put in their capital. So I think regulation is going to be a very good thing, actually, and it's needed at this point, as long as it's not too restrictive, of course. Have I heard about Astro? Yes, Andrea, I have heard about Astro. I actually was making videos about Astro. When it launched. If we look here, Astroport, I showed you how to get tokens in the lock drop back when Luna was still a thing. This video is from a year ago. My face there. But yeah, I know about Astro. I still have tokens somewhere, I think. I don't know where they are at this point. But yes, I'm familiar with it. Boppy Das saying he has half a Bitcoin and 5 ETH. I am planning to get more ETH from now and later, diversify to other alts like HBAR, ICP, Quantity, or Matic. Link, which I have an eye on too. Thanks for your advice. No problem, Boppy Das. Thank you for your support, sir. Andre is saying I think ETH will be the bottom between 400 to 700, so probably best to start averaging from 700. I like that. I'm in agreement with you. LCX, scary banker coin there. What are your thoughts about LCX, a regulated crypto exchange? Do you think it will be a top exchange in the future? No. I think exchanges will go decentralized. I think the centralized exchanges days are, I don't want to say limited, they will be around. It's a very profitable business model to run. We'll look at HBAR right now, by the way, too. But it's a very profitable business model to run a crypto exchange. So the exchanges want to stay in business because they make a lot of money doing it. But at the same time, it's becoming more and more restrictive. The KYC laws are getting crazy. And people want decentralized alternatives. So I think that LCX, I would not personally invest in its token. I could be totally wrong 2 years from now. I'm fine with that, but I'm not going to buy any LCX. I really don't like the fact that it's affiliated with some large non-government NGO organizations. I just want to stay away from it. Not a fan of it, not a fan of what it stands for. I like decentralized exchanges, especially over things like LCX, if that makes sense. Anyway, if we look at HBAR, we'll start on the daily time frame. So HBAR forming a nice consolidation here, continuous higher lows, but price was unable to break resistance here at 5.1 cents. So we dumped back down to support here at 4.1 cents. And we've really just been hanging out there since that last dump on Friday. All right. Now this is obviously a range. We did just sweep the range lows. If we want to be really technical, the range low is at 4.26 cents. So we did just sweep that. So for now, expect this to keep ranging until we, of course, we get a confirmed breakout. Now notice all of my trend lines on the chart. They're there for a reason because they're marking important levels to watch for breaks. So we have a ton of trend lines here. We want to take it level by level and break these in order to push out of here. We do also have currently, this is a 4-hour time frame. This is a daily time frame, actually. We do have some signs of a reversal, right? Something like a descending wedge forming here, where we have a huge initial move in, bounce, make a lower low, But notice on the lower low here, if I blow up the RSI on the second low, it's actually stronger while the price action is making a lower low. So this is kind of, this is what we call a divergence basically. This is called bullish divergence for anybody not aware. But we have two consecutive lows, but we can see here it's actually a higher low on the RSI, telling us that the price action is getting stronger even though it's making lower lows. Because over here it's 25.19 and over here it's 28.8. So that's over a 3-point differential. And we're already starting to push up out of here. All right, so a possible reversal here. But with this, we always must be aware that falling wedges and rising wedges always have their 3 bottoms. So this would be 1, this is 2. Potentially we get rejected from this resistance and we form a third lower low holding that bullish divergence, and then we push out, right? Because wedges always have those 3 bottoms. That's H bar. This is this gray zone. This gray zone here, if I go to a weekly time frame, I put this gray zone on the chart very early on this year, right? Kind of early on in the bear market, saying this is one of the buy zones for H bar, and we've been in here now for around a month. All right, so this is definitely, these are some solid prices for H bar to accumulate. Could we go lower? Of course we could. Right below we have strong support at 3 cents. The lower we go, the better it is. And also, if we look at the, kind of, this is called an inefficiency when we go parabolic vertical, right? This is also how we find the best supply and demand zones too. We look for these kind of inefficiencies where price just takes off out of nowhere, and we look at the origin of the move. And the origin of the move is right here at 3 cents, okay? So basically, this thing goes parabolic, makes another higher high, but again, what is that? This is bearish divergence up here. If we look at it, notice on the RSI, the first high. This is an excellent tool to spot the bottoms and tops on the higher term time frames, by the way. If you're not familiar, I need to make a video just explaining how to trade divergence. I will do that soon. But regardless, over here, look. Price action, first high, look at the RSI. It's all the way up here at 88. Very oversold, but it's very high. And then we have our next high when the price of H bar goes to 58 cents, but the RSI is all the way down here at 71. So major bearish divergence with a 17-point differential. Anyway, what I'm explaining is the inefficiency. And with this inefficiency, the origin of that is at 3 cents. All right, which tells me that price may test 3 cents this bear market. Mark it on your chart, set an alert. That will be an excellent entry for H bar if we do get there. Regardless, price is in one of my prescribed buy levels that I was talking about many months ago earlier on in the year. So Cesar friend, that's H bar for you. And LCX, I mean, we'll look at the chart just because I'm kind of curious of what it's doing. Yeah, this chart looks like death. I would not touch this. This looks horrible. I don't want anything to do with this personally. It looks like it's on a free fall. If you look here, price was in a range. In a range between 4.4 cents and 8.6 cents. Recently it broke the range and it's headed lower. So this is just a horrible looking chart. Very, very bearish with no signs of stopping. Just bleeding out. It's been bleeding out, since November of last year when it was at 45 cents. So I don't want anything to do with LCX personally, but to each their own. If you like it, go for it. Andre is saying, I've got this idea where the S&P bottoms around 3,000, 3,100, and then probably a relief rally. Got my eyes on coin, probably around $20. We talked about coin. Obviously, it's not trading now with the... Yeah, we talked about this falling wedge on coin. This is a bullish structure, even though at the same time, be very careful because it's in a very strong downtrend. A very strong downtrend. But the reason that I say it's, go to a 4-hour, reason I say it's bullish is because even as price is making the lower lows, The RSI is getting stronger, but at the same time, we just broke this support. So I'm not going to trade this stock. But if we look at the inverse Jim Cramer alert, Jim Cramer is saying he's waiting for it to go lower. That's a pretty good indication that the bottom might be in. We'll see, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So not a lot of action right now to start the week. As our daily candle opens 16 minutes ago, barely anything has happened yet. We'll continue to monitor the situation. Matthew Hill, look at the trend line from 2018 bottom on BTC to COVID crash. Rigoberto, we'll look at that right now, Matthew Hill. Good call. We'll check it out, see what's going on. Rigoberto, Connor, if Ethereum goes to sub $1,000, how long would it stay under? 2 weeks, 2 months? There's really no proper way to answer that question, Rigo. But I think it would be pretty quick. I'm not sure how long it would stay there. But 2 weeks, probably, maybe less than 2 weeks, man. So you have to understand, there comes a point where demand heavily kicks in. And when demand heavily kicks in, people buy like crazy. Look at the trend line from 2018 bottom on BTC to COVID crash. Okay. So if we draw a trend line there, that means the next test of this trend line, connecting the two lows, right? One low here, second low here. 1 sec, let me make sure you guys can see that on my chart. All right, we connect the two lows. And that means the next test would be at somewhere around here, which is unlikely. 6,500. I don't see that happening, but this is a trend line with 2 touches on it, so not to say it's impossible, but I would say the probability of it happening is quite small. I don't see it going to 6,500. Realistically, breaking 10 would kind of be surprising to me. 12 is really that main level I'm looking at, though. Andreas says, recession going to hit hard in 2023, so after got burnt buying every dip in 2022, I'm just going to chill for the next 3 to 6 months. It's a good plan. Rigo, I did not actually buy any of those Trump trading cards. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, I didn't buy any of these. Apparently, I mean, listen, everybody's like, it's crazy the emotions that this man is able to bring out to people. Seen people saying that he just took stock images or whatever. Listen, I don't really care. It just goes to show you the guy can sell, man. He sold this collection out, 45,000 items, $100 each. And they're trading for a premium now, so yeah, he still got it. He still got the sauce, but I did not buy any. CR08 says, yo, Connor, late but made it for the best alpha on the tube. Shout out to CR08. Good to see you, my friend. Thoughts on Binance? Thoughts on Binance are that this was a FUD drop. Like I was saying, that entire stream I did on Friday evening, there's no concrete evidence on Binance that they're insolvent, that they're going to go under. It's all FUD. It's all claims without any backing. All right, so if we look at the chart here on Binance, it had the 229 support marked as well as this 219 level, really 220 if we want to use that psychological round number. But, the lines that I post on my chart are always there for a reason. And I didn't really think price was going to be able to clear this level and continue to go down and test these summertime lows just yet at 184 down here, right? This strong support here, 230 to 220, it held. Now, if you look at where we are on the chart, the bottom of this green zone, this is a resistance area. All right, we can look to the left, See, it's a pretty clear resistance area at that. A lot going on. So we're going to see if BNB can actually go ahead and pop this resistance. Very clear ascending accumulation price action. Horizontal resistance. So let's look for a little pop here. Back up to the support resistance flip at 270. Or this resistance holds and we just roll over and we retest these lows. And we form a bit of a range. Keep in mind, this is the holiday season. Usually, you know, people, big firms, companies, trading firms, etc., they close their books for the year. They do end of year tax harvesting. You know, meaning they sell assets, they move things around. It's just a very slow time in the market right now. It's extremely slow. So we're not going to get crazy. We're probably not going to get anything crazy happening until, you know, next year at this point. There will be some moves, but there's really nothing. It's a very quiet time in the market. Just understand that. Peterson Everard. I'm wondering if you can take a look at Morpheus Network. I'm looking for a great entry to start accumulating. Good question, Peterson. So again, Morpheus Network, I made this video on it a while back when I was brand new to YouTube. I don't even know if I had 1,000 subscribers yet at this point. So I am familiar with this one, and I do track it from time to time. But we'll take a look at this chart and see if we can spot some entries. So Morpheus Network has gotten a lot of attention from the communities that primarily are interested in things like XRP, Quant. You know, the banker coin community has really embraced Morpheus Network as of late, which is fine. Let's see if we can get a cleaner chart here. Check the KuCoin chart. Here we go. This is a bit better. This is a supply chain. It's very similar to VeChain, basically, Morpheus Network, in terms of its fundamentals. Now, if we're talking about a great entry, summertime lows are down here at 30 cents. This thing is talked about a lot. A lot of people have their eyes on it. A lot of people want to buy it. And when that happens, what does that mean? It means there's demand for the asset, which means it's not going to dip as much as an asset with not as much demand. Okay, so unless we get some kind of crazy black swan again, I doubt 30 cents will get hit. But what we can do is we can pull a fib from the current swing high down to that swing low back in June of this year. And we can mark some levels. So we have the 61.8 at $1 exactly. We're relatively close to that level. And then we have our 78.6 down here at 69. All right. And looking on this daily time frame, this again would be considered an inefficiency. This very strong move up. So we want to mark the origin of that move up as a demand level. So we'll go ahead and do that. So 70 cents would be a good entry, but no guarantees it gets there. It does look like anybody who has a trained eye should be able to immediately spot what this is starting to form, at least. Right, possible falling wedge starting to form here on Morpheus Network, which is a very bullish chart pattern actually. Right, so we can kind of draw that and see if that holds. Even though on our daily, it's just been getting weaker. Okay, so this thing's actually looking pretty weak. Yeah, 70 cents. This level here at 99, $1, right? The golden pocket. And some more horizontal levels, 90 cents. 70 and 80. I just put, looking only at candles, I put lines on the chart. And they're all at psychological round numbers. $1, 88.90, 80 cents, 79 cents. So keep it simple for your buys. These are the levels you want to be looking, right? And then you have this demand level down here at 69.70 again. Those are your main levels on the chart. And again, if we get a black swan, 45 down to this demand zone at 37 to 30. But that's unlikely, but possible. Hope that helps, Peterson. 47 viewers, only 21 likes, guys. Go ahead, smash up that like button. Tintin saying, Connor, what do you know is Arbitrum airdrop guild task is still on? And thanks for the optimism tutorial. I'm not 100% sure about that Arbitrum guild. Tell you what, I'm going to make a video this week about that Arbitrum airdrop because I need to make an update video. We covered it over the summer in around June, July, I believe, when the guild task was happening. But they delayed it. That's what happened. They delayed the guild task because the Arbitrum network was just not working. The fees were more expensive than the Ethereum mainnet on Arbitrum is what was happening. So they delayed that guild. I was going to be making a video series showing you how to do them all. I made that first week, but then they delayed it all. And I really haven't been up to date since. Because of the delay, they just like stopped announcing anything. Very improper communication. So I need to get back and see what's going on there. Tintin saying I'm doing optimism on 6 wallets and focused on future airdrops. Smart man, Tintin. You're going to make a lot of money with those airdrops, especially on 6 wallets. Take a look at Woo for Elvis. What are the key zones for Woo? Again, we want to look on the daily time frame here. And this thing is the listing data on Binance. You know, this thing was listed at 68 cents. It's trading for 12 cents now. So we need to use our skills if we do make a lower low, that is. Right, we need to use some of our skills to be able to spot that lower low. Such as a Fibonacci extension level. And one of these is going to be here at 5.2 cents. Like so. And we also have, if we want to take a different one, not ideal, but possibly 8 cents. This is only saying if we actually create a lower low here, because what we have currently is a double bottom on the daily time frame, which is quite bullish. These are equal lows exactly. Equal lows while slightly stronger. Not perfect. So interesting, possible double bottom here. Definitely want to keep an eye on this breakout line. Like so. But your key zones, we're in, you know, we're at those previous June lows, Elvis. So we're in a key zone currently. But being that Woo is a low cap altcoin, I want to check the market cap of this thing. Being that this is a low cap altcoin, number 169 with a market cap of $148.5 million. So again, it's a beta asset to Bitcoin and beta asset to ETH. If they drop more, there's a chance this thing gets smoked. I also know that Woo, I believe 3 Hours Capital had some of this. I don't know if FTX had any of it, but that could cause something to go horribly wrong. You know, if you look at this thing with the FTX collapse, it went straight to the previous June low, right? And notice how it was only a wick over here, and now we have all these candle bodies trading in it, eating up all the orders. So that's something that's kind of a factor that needs to be considered. The fact that bankrupt trading firms own vested tokens could be the reason we see a lower low. And if we get that, you want to look around 8.8 cents and 5 to 6 cents for your levels. What's the difference between using candle bodies and wicks as support levels? There really is no main difference, man. TA is very subjective. Some people say you can only use wicks. Some people say you can only use bodies. I use both. I connect as many of them as possible. Shout out to Ahmad Saad saying I smashed the like. Thanks for great content. All love, G. All love right back to you, Ahmad. Thank you for your support, sir. Good to see you here in the live chat. Jazzy Eastman, smash up that like button. Yes, sir. Smash it up. Bezel Ibiabo talking about BNB. Let's take a look at BNB. We already looked at this, guys. Recommend you rewind the stream a little bit, but we held support at 220. Now we're at resistance right here at 250, trying to break it. Again, we can go to the 1 hour. The 1 hour is a great time frame. If you do most of your analysis on, say, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour is a great time frame to get your entries on. For example, the fact that we're now on the 1 hour, if we closed above this line, you know, that's bullish. We can expect a possible continuation of 270 here. But BNB here in the 1 hour does look good. Just broke resistance. Keep in mind, we do have a supply zone. Again, we want to look for those inefficiencies. We have a supply zone. Whoops. With a strong move down just here. Okay, this is the origin of the move, so we mark that as a supply level. And then it's up here at $261. So if we do have a little bit of a breakout, look for BNB to come to this level. All right, and we have Labradoodle with us today, asking for Polkadot. Let's take a look at DOT. Again, similar to what I was saying for Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? You know, this daily. If you look at this daily after such a huge drop, where did it go? Right to the bottom of the green demand zone. We know there's a wick if we look to the left on the weekly. We know this level is key support down here. Bottom of the green, always going to be key support. So if we look on the daily, just a huge drop, hit support, wick. Now we've been consolidating all weekend long. Not to say it can't go lower from here, but similar to what I was saying for Bitcoin and ETH, either we have a little push up or we double bottom and then we have a little bit of a push up. But as it stands right now, it's a range play, so we want to trade the extremes of the range. Talking about range plays, we need to look at Chainlink. So for DOT, basically, if we get a test of the range low, probably be a good idea to look for a long entry down here at the bottom of the range. And with that being said, if we go and we test the high here, unless we can really break above on strength, look for a short basically. That's why I would feel more confident going long if we got a flush down instead of trying to trade the breakout, because oftentimes we'll see a fake out of the range high. Price might sweep the high but then just come right back down. So be careful about that. But the range high on DOT is going to be 472 with the range low at 452. And I want to see what Ethereum and Bitcoin are doing. Okay, really haven't done too much yet. Again, was either looking for that flush and then a move higher, or possible just kind of move up. But it really has not done too much at all just yet. Anyway, good to see you, Labradoodle. Hope that answers your questions about Polkadot and trading it right here. Jazzy saying smash that like button. Nobody delivers alpha like this man does. Show some love, fam. Thank you, Jazzy. Smash up that like button, guys, if you're enjoying the live stream so far. I greatly appreciate your support. Tintin saying, Connor, did you speak about XDC Network before? I sold them. What's the fundamentals and should we get back in? Tintin, yes, I have spoken about XDC. It's actually on the bear market shopping list. I made this video on XDC back in 4 months ago. Here. 4 months ago I made this video.
Hey.
And the fundamentals, it's an enterprise smart contract layer 1 blockchain built for essentially big corporations, enterprise level companies. It is on the ISO compliant list, and it's on my bear market shopping list in the sense that I'm kind of using it as a hedge against my trading portfolio, right? Even if I just bought, say, $1,000 of this thing and it goes up 10x, you know, that's 10K right there. So, you know, this would be kind of a smaller type of bag, you can call it, just to kind of hedge. It's a banker coin as well. I want some exposure to that sector of the market. Is it a good time to buy it now? Again, it's on sale. There's no saying that we're at the bottom, but it's heavily on sale. And the 3-day is bullish. The daily also bullish. Just go to a weekly chart. Yeah, weekly. This is arguably, you know, a very good-looking weekly bullish divergence here on XDC. So you see what happened here. Just to go over this, big leg in, bear flag, breakdown. Technically, the measure move price target of the bear flag would take it all the way down to, go from here. We take it down to 1.1 cent, which is possible because if we go back in time, XDC was trading below a penny during that last bear market, but not on this chart. I'll show you here. Number 94 in the market cap currently, $323 million backing it. But if we look at this in 2019, 2020, it was trading well below 1 penny. Well below 1 penny. Even December of 2020, it was trading for half of a penny. And then it went up to 19 cents. So a very, very, very good return. Even if you just bought it December of 2020 and held it to around August of 2021, 6 months. That's around a 40x or better. So it performed well last time around. I do think it's going to perform well again. But look at this chart. It does nothing forever, and it only goes up in a bull market. So it's going to be a long, brutal wait again for this thing to go back up. But again, I do like it. Solid fundamentals in terms of the banker coin thesis. And currently we do have some weekly bullish divergence. Just so that we're all, again, able to see this clearly. We'll blow this up. We just want to draw a very simple trend line attaching these bottoms. We can also use the numerical scale, seeing that at this low the RSI was at 28.9, basically 29, and at this low it was at 32.17, so a 2-point stronger differential, telling us in the weekly time frame, you know, this could be due. What we want to do though, we don't just want to buy it. We can wait for extra confirmation. The extra confirmation would be the break of this trend line to the upside, right? That could be your trigger to get long and buy some. But yeah, I like it, Tintin. But that's it. That's that. Peterson says, thank you for your input. Appreciate it. No problem. Check out OM2. Is this Mantra DAO? Yeah, I'm not really interested in this one. Way too risky for my taste. We'll see what happens in the future, though. Elvis for Woo, 3 hours capital vesting has all been claimed, so no exposure, and FTX isn't an investor. All right, good to know, Elvis. Good to know. So, I mean, we're at the bottom, we're at the lows of the current bear market and the all-time lows right now for Woo. Right, if we look at this all-time low. Oh, never mind, it's been around, all-time lows at 2 cents. My chart, it's annoying when my chart doesn't show the data. Need to go to like a Chinese exchange. There we go. All right, this makes my life a lot easier. My apologies for Woo. Strong Fibonacci extension levels. Totally unnecessary. So yeah, your key zones are going to be 6 cents to 4 cents, and then 3 cents to 2 cents, Elvis. Already marked here on the chart. Andre, gotta go. It's past midnight here in the UK. Pleasure being here again, and see you, fam, in the next live. Thank you, Andre, for your support. Sleep well. Have a great night. Schwim, do you already have 100x coin in mind? I do. I do, Schwim. Is Crypto Raider still on your radar? Yes, Raider is still on the radar. Keep in mind, this is one of those super low caps. Right now it's below $1 million. But last time that I looked into it, a few months ago, the team still had some runway to build, right? They're not totally bankrupt out of capital, so they're still building. Could be a huge one for the next bull run, potentially. Do not put any more than like 1% of your portfolio, your altcoin portfolio into it. I would probably put less than 1%. So depending on the size of your portfolio, 1% can be a pretty substantial amount. And you don't just want to wing it in this altcoin that's below $1 million market cap. But with that being said, yes, still in my radar here. And could potentially be a big one. We'll see. But very speculative, so not financial advice at all, and it could most definitely go to zero. So don't invest anything you can't afford to lose in there. But Jazzy, thank you for bringing that up. Spaceboy and Kitty asking for some altcoins, Render and Theta. I want to look at Theta first because I like watching Theta. So Theta struggling. This is a weekly time frame. Let's go to a daily time frame. So the trend is very strong to the downside. The trend is very strong to the downside. Again, one way we're able to find out how strong a trend is on the daily time frame. We can pull a fib. And if you look at this bounce, all right, we'll take it to here. It's got a clean chart. Too much going on in that one. So again, if we look at this swing, right, we have this swing high to this swing low, and we pull a fib. Where do we come on the bounce? The 23.6. What does that tell us? It tells us that the trend is just crazy weak. Can't even get above the 23.6. Slam back down, breaks the lows, retests the lows, and breaks down further. This daily chart looks pretty bad right now. Not looking great for Theta. But at the same time, we need to be aware of the potential for a falling wedge. So this is what it looks like here. Not a great looking chart. What I would like to see is, all right, it's always going to be crazy dangerous if you're buying at the low. It's always usually a better idea to wait for some kind of confirmation to enter into a long. So we have this horizontal level at 95 cents, right? And we can also draw, I'll show you how to do this in my course, but basically, you know, finding these swings in the market. And if we look at this here, not great, but you really need to be patient. First of all, you want to wait for this trend line to break, and then you want to see this horizontal level at 95 break, and then you want to see this break at 108. Yeah, just a strong downtrend. At the same time, though, the trend is your friend until the very end. Not a lot of strong signs of a reversal here in terms of the trend. So, trend is still down. We can talk bullish in areas all we want, but when the trend is down and it's not over yet, you should expect it to continue. So, theta, not really too appealing. On that last flush out, it really hurt it. Render, a little bit better here. A lot of coins looked like this before FTX went down. Everything was looking very bullish, and then just a clean flush. Now render is stronger because it is not at its summer lows. You know, it's above those summer lows. And again, if we measure this swing high, right? So we have a swing up, then a swing down. Right, so if we use these points as measurements, by the way, the Fibonacci is very subjective as well to where you attach your measurement tool. But if we look at this, swing high to swing low, you know, we just tested the 50% here. Okay, this tells us that, you know, potentially this is much stronger, or I should say the downtrend is much weaker on something like this than a lot of other coins out there. Right, because it managed to get all the way up here in this retracement to a 50%. Now, with that being said, we are at a huge support level currently. This is a level where, you know, if it broke, I would look to short, but the fact that it's holding on the daily, this is pretty bullish here on render. Solid support test. So I would actually look for a push up. Don't really have to overcomplicate this. You know, if it can break this line, it looks pretty good to run a little bit. So these highs, that's 17%. It's a bit much. No guarantees we go 17%. But yeah, coming off of these support tests, this is quite bullish actually for render. Bitcoin can cooperate as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see this have a nice little run up. Talking around 8 to 10, possibly 17% on RNDR. Let's see. Waifu Hunter. Good to see you, Waifu Hunter. Saying, I see tomorrow getting a fake pump out to maybe 17.2K, followed by a dump to the lows by noon. Yeah, that does actually kind of line up with what I was talking about earlier before you joined the stream. But, you know, I'm looking at this 50% Fibonacci level in the supply zone at 17.4K to 17.5. And then I look to pretty much short that bounce. You can go ahead and rewind the stream to the earlier Bitcoin TA segment to see that, but we're pretty much on the same page there. Labradoodle Connor, what is the difference between XDB and XDC? So XDB is much different, actually. XDB is a coin created from China, and they're a layer 1 smart contract chain, but they're not at all like a banker coin working with enterprise level clients. XDC is, a very official, less speculative, top 100 market cap project built for enterprise grade clients. It's ISO 20022 compliant, so it's got connections with very powerful organizations in the world. The two don't really compare. XDB is much more speculative. XDC is going to be a much safer investment, even though it's still extremely risky in the crypto market. But yes, they are similar yet very different. Ahmad, can you look at AOS? I bought a spot long for sure. Let's check it out. AOS. Can we get a different chart, please? On Qcoin. Now, let's not take these crazy wicks into account. Let's do something like this for our line. So this looks pretty good. Yeah, this looks really good. Double bottom, getting stronger. First bottom here, second bottom here. And what do we want to do? We want to wait for some extra confirmation. Or if you're already spot long, you're playing the double bottom, that's a good idea. That's a good edge. It's all there. If you want to wait for extra confirmation, you can buy this trend line break for a reversal, a run up out of here. But yeah, on the daily time frame, it looks solid. Now, where was... Okay, so this is an interesting chart here. If we look at this, this was when FTX collapsed, right here. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to mark that level because it is a supply level. Then what happened? Double bottom, crazy speculative pump, right? A pump and dump basically on the 4-hour. It went 177% in 8 hours. And then it dumped all the way back down. But regardless, it does look pretty good here for a spot long. It's going to be very dangerous depending on what things do here. Because at the same token, if the bearish thesis, which is, we can't count that out at all, it's a pretty good chance it plays out. But if the bearish thesis happens on something like Bitcoin, you can expect this to break these lows too. So obviously you use a stop loss, and it's pretty low risk right now. Less than 10% spot, not bad at all, depending where you want to take this to. You have, even just the supply zone, you have a 5-to-1. So yeah, decent trade there. Decent spot long. Makes sense to me. Certainly does. Ryan W. Pirate Chain will rocket in the new year. So Monero, Pirate Chain, very good fundamental plays. Pirate Chain is going to be much riskier than Monero. It's either going to do a whole lot better than it or a whole lot worse. So you decide how you want to play that game, right? If you want to play the risky route and only go Pirate Chain, go for it. If you want a little bit of both, Pirate Chain and Monero, that's me. That's what I do. I own more Monero than Pirate Chain. Not that I own any at all, though, right? I would never own a privacy coin. So bad. And then obviously the safest one would be just Monero. But yeah, privacy coins, extremely bullish on them. How could you not be? You see the world that we live in. You see the way things work. You see where everything is going. It's the whole world is trending toward a pretty dark place. So if, I don't see why you want to be bullish on privacy coins like Pirate Chain, like Monero. I think they will boom, if not in the new year, next bull run easy. Elvis, is HTR still credible? Yeah, I mean, last time I checked, they are. Down here at 5 cents. It's at all-time lows right now. We got Tom Crown. First time I've seen your live pop up. Props for streaming. You have better thumbnails than mine. Thank you, Tom Crown. Appreciate your support, sir. Good to see you here in the live chat. HTR, yeah, got smoked. Bear market things. I mean, totally smoked here. Let's see if they're active at all. Yeah, pretty active on Twitter, right? 9 hours ago, they got their debit card live. This is, I mean, if you buy this now, understand you're playing a dangerous game. Could it be the bottom? Yes, it absolutely could be the bottom, but at the same token, it can go down another 50% to 2.3 cents easily. So again, like I was talking about earlier in the live stream, your safest bet, just focus on Ethereum. Buy yourself a huge bag of Ethereum, not financial advice. But with a nice bag of Ethereum, you're able to trade out to other altcoins when we are in a confirmed bull market again, right? You don't want to be buying altcoins in the heart of the bear. You can wait till the start of the bull. Swap out your assets like Ethereum, like Bitcoin for them and still get amazing returns. Super risky business on HTR right now. I'm not sure what's going on with the team, but I know they had, some, I believe it was like an Italian university was the creators of it. A PhD professor over there created it. So I assume he's still in his lab working on it. Who knows though? Nico saying, thank you very much for your support. What about EGLD right now? Is it a buy time or not yet? EGLD just lost support. Got smoked here at this $46 resistance level. If you guys recall, right, we were waiting for this trend line break, and we had the target right here, 46.50 for that little trade. And that was the top. Is it buy time now? That's certainly up for debate. Slightly lower low on our daily time frame. Considerably stronger price action, however, right? We can connect the lows. And here we're oversold at the first low at 20. This time we're oversold at 30. So it's considerably stronger this time around on this second drop, right? This second drop considerably stronger than this first drop, which is a pretty good sign. Is it buy time? Yeah, I mean, it's on sale. It's on a heavy discount. If you look at the all-time high of this thing, Multiverse X, all-time high is $545. Right now it's trading below 40. Again, Elrond, I'm curious what I said in this video, actually. I usually remember, but I'm curious what I said in this one.
Industry over the years by 2030. So to say that Elrond, with what it's building, a very high
potential of,
we're interested in accumulating, you want to be a buyer at the bottom or leg lower. Let's say we do somehow break this $38 low, that this wasn't the bottom. Where may we go? Well, my eyes would go right to this price point on the chart. First of all, we have this wick from when it was initially listed on Binance. This is at $35, definitely a key area of interest. And we also have this pocket of liquidity right here from around $25 to $30. I would most certainly call this a demand level. So long story short, to keep it very simple, this is not a...
Yeah. So I put a demand zone up here, this one. Put this demand zone on the chart. So yeah, you could wait for 30, but 39, all-time high at 540, it's on sale. So of course it can go lower, but if you like buying on sale, then yeah, it's a good time to buy it. Don't overcomplicate it. That being said, though, if it does drop, this is a 25% drop, 23% to this next supply zone. So just understand, if you buy now, you have the potential to lose 25% on your investment before my outline supply level, but it could happen. Regardless, I think this one's going to be a big winner next bull run, EGLD. It's on the shopping list. So the fact that it's on sale makes me say, yeah, it's an okay time to buy, but potentially not the bottom. Tom Crown saying only dedicated people left. Yes, sir. I mean, listen, crypto YouTube. A lot of new creators did join this previous bull run, and they are sticking around. So you have to give some credit. But yeah, it is pretty few and far between nowadays of people actually making, educational content and not just a bunch of altcoin shills of random altcoins that nobody talks about. But yeah, Tom Crown, man, good to see you here in the live chat. Labradoodle saying, Tom Crown, really enjoyed you on the Wendy O show. Connor is the man. Thank you, Labradoodle. Tom Crown, March 21, and you got 28K subs. That's really great, bro. I'll add one to that. Thank you for the subscribe, Tom Crown. Yeah, we started March of 2021, man. And if we look at the channel, number of videos I have is around 365 about. So and that's only listed videos. For the Discord, I have around 100 unlisted videos that were video market updates for my subscribers. So I've made around 460 videos in less than 2 years. That's one video every other day. So we're certainly here. We're not going anywhere. And it's great to see some recognition from an OG like you. Anybody that doesn't know Tom's channel will look at it right here. Throw you a sub as well, sir. Thank you for the support. Ahmad asking about Litecoin. We can look at that. We got Trucker Steve with us. Steve Sabat saying, got in late, always listening though, due to work schedule. Thanks, Connor. Trucker Steve, man, it's been a while since we've seen you here in the live chat, but it's an absolute pleasure to have you in attendance for the live stream tonight. Thank you for being here. Let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin. So LTC, by the way, I got stopped out of my long on this thing. Setup was perfect, but we had another flush down, right? Originally what I had done was I entered long on this low, right? Because I saw BNB was holding 230. I saw Bitcoin held 16,600. So I was like, all right, probably going to be the bottom for the weekend on Litecoin. Take a long on it. But even though Bitcoin held 16.6 and BNB held 220, this thing just went ahead and took another dive, made a lower low here. But if we look at this RSI, man, it's just getting stronger and stronger and stronger as price action makes low, 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 low. So we have strong bullish divergence here in the hourly chart, and even now on the 4 hour. The 4 hour looked like total trash before, but it's looking a bit better now. Finally getting signs of a reversal here. But on LTC, again, anybody that didn't see the beginning of the stream, for Bitcoin and ETH, essentially what I outlined was a possible flush, equal sweep, or an actual sweep of the lows, and then a push up. And that goes universal with all other coins. On altcoins, I wouldn't be surprised to see a sweep of the low before a move higher. So on Litecoin, we can look to our left, and 59 bucks is undoubtedly a level we want to have marked on the chart. We take this wick low into consideration. Also take this previous resistance here, 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 support here, resistance here, support here, etc. 59.30 is the spot to look for a dip to if we do actually get it. And currently, get rid of this. Okay, currently we are in between our golden pocket and our 50% Fibonacci retracement, but we're right on my solid line at 64.50. So again, that flush down potentially into this golden pocket to 59. Then I would look for a long, but right now it's a no trade for me. Litecoin, I am very bullish on for that next bull run. I like Litecoin a lot. I think when regulations hit, a lot of institutional investors are going to pour money into Litecoin. So if we can get it around 40 again, that would be amazing, but really not sure it can even get back down there. Link, super obvious what's happening here. This is a trading range, right? We have a range high up here towards 9.50, our range low down here towards $6, $5.50. So if we want to continue to play a range, by the way, this chart looks pretty bad, the chain link chart. But if we want to continue to play a range, we're at the bottom of a range right now. So if we want to play it, you basically buy and you look for a move towards the top of the range. Very simple trade. Very simple trade on Link. But yeah, this chart, we had the weekly descending wedge. We broke out, we retested. Broke out, retested over here, but it's just been straight sideways. So it is possible that it is a false breakout at this point. We need to be on alert if we get a breakdown through the range. But as it stands, the range is in play and it's holding. Yeah, this chart does not look too appealing to me as it once did when it first broke the trend line and retested. But yeah, we're at the bottom of our range here, so just play the range. Look for a push up back to the monthly open at 760. Looks likely. Let's see. Nico saying, thank you, sir, again for answering the questions and support. I follow you every single videos and lives. I've learned very hot tips and infos. Thank you, Nico. I appreciate that. Would you please check comp too? We'll check out comp, and then we're going to start wrapping up the stream. It is a Sunday evening, and we're not really getting any action right now. I was hoping for some Sunday night action on the stream, but it's not really happening. So comp here. We're going to work our way down. So we see this bounce. First thing I want to do is measure the bounce. And again, right to the 23.6. So this tells us that the trend is still very strongly down. Right, I couldn't even muster up the strength to get a bounce to the 50% retracement at $100. It got here to 60, and that was that. So still a strong downtrend. It's not broken any macro lines yet. Just to make sure I'm not missing any data on the bottom of my chart, I want to see this thing in its all-time low. Okay, yeah, this is good data. So this was its all-time low down here at $26. All right, it's never been below 26 in its lifetime. It is stronger on this most recent dip. Then over here, mark out the range high. We have a range low. So this is our all-time low demand zone. We know that price has never gone past here. All right, so we know there's probably some people waiting to be buyers here. Sub $30 to 26. Every bounce to that level, including the FTX collapse bounce, was eaten up. Price looks like it wants to come into this demand zone. It looks like it wants to come into this demand zone. And that would form a nice lower low. Yeah, I mean, it's a range-bound chart near its all-time lows is the best way to talk about comp right now. In the middle of a bear market, the worst part of the bear market, right? If we looked at the Wall Street cheat sheet, we are between anger and depression right now. So we know things can get worse, which is why I'm saying it probably will at least come back into this zone one more time. I don't actively trade comp. I've never actively traded comp, as you can see from my unmarked chart. But I wouldn't be surprised for it to revisit these lows at least one time the rest of this bear market, which could potentially go on another 9 months to a year. CR08, I missed your question. Thoughts on GMD? I've never heard of this CRO. It's on Arbitrum. Okay, interesting. All right, it's another yield aggregator thing. We looked at a lot of these with the optimism quests. This is a version of it on Arbitrum. My thoughts on it, I wouldn't buy any of these tokens. If you want to put money in, right now it's got $3.2 million locked inside of it. It's really not a lot of capital at all. In the middle of a bear market, it's not the time to be chasing yield. You know, they're saying you can single side stake for 15% auto APY. It's not worth it to me to chase 15% and have my assets, my crypto, leave my wallet, unless I was doing it for an airdrop to potentially make more money, which I could see. But yeah, GMD, same thing as, yeah, I wouldn't put any money into it personally. Is it making money? Yeah, GMX is making money. But if we look at this chart, strong drop. We were talking about this in the Discord actually. Shout out to Mike DGen. Mike, if you're watching this live stream now or in the future, I know you were asking me about what I thought about GMX up here. And I said it's bearish, right? Price action making higher highs, but on lower strength. Right, so this is bearish divergence here, and it's been a strong drop. End of the year, like we said, tax loss harvesting, people selling off assets, pay less taxes. Strategies with that. It's not the time to be essentially bullish on these DeFi protocols where they need your capital. They need your liquidity. They want you to lock up their liquidity. It's not that time. So thoughts on GMD, I would stay away right now. Sniff saying, let's effing go. Yo, Connor, it's about time Wonderboy got a knockout. He hadn't had one since before the Reebok deal. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Sniff. I threw $1,000 on that Wonderboy fight. Wonderboy is my favorite UFC fighter, so I don't typically bet on sports. I very rarely bet on sports, but with Wonderboy I had to, right? Because it's just belief. When you know, you know. It's one of those So with that fight, actually, right before it started in Vegas, like, people were throwing boatloads of money on Kevin Holland. It's one of those things, though. When you know, right? You know he's prepared. You know he's more skilled. So you got to take a shot. You got to take a chance when you know it's there. And yeah, Wonderboy won that fight. Has the chance to be fight of the year. Awesome stuff there, though. Good to see you, fan of Wonderboy as well, Sniff. Anyways, guys, if you guys have enjoyed this live stream, make sure you leave a like before we wrap it up right now. It is time to go. We've been streaming for an hour and 35 minutes on a Sunday evening. I'm going to see you all very soon right here at Crypto Empire. As we do approach the end of the year, remember, guys, failure to prepare is preparing to fail. I don't want to get too motivation, right? This is a crypto channel, but listen, if you haven't done anything to prepare for the new year yet, just do it, right? Plot some stuff out, especially when it comes to crypto, your goals, your portfolio goals. If you don't write them down, they're probably not going to happen. So I don't want to be a motivational coach here, but get it together, plan some goals, and start working on them immediately. We got less than 2 weeks until the new year, so it's go time, right? Your foot has to be on the gas pedal. This is my favorite time of the year. Most people, the week after Christmas is the laziest week of the year for everybody. That's when you got to double down, shift into gear, keep your foot on the gas pedal, rev the engines, and just go, 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 go. So I'm looking forward to the new year. It's going to be another amazing year here at Crypto Empire. We're going to continue to grow, continue to do what we do, and continue to dominate the crypto market. With that being said, it's time for me to go. Thank you for being here. Thank you for attending this weekly Sunday live stream. We do this every single Sunday. It was a bit later in the day today, but I'm glad that it did work out for everybody in attendance in the live audience. If you're watching the replay and you got to the end, I appreciate your support. I'll see you all in the next video right here at Crypto Empire. Have an amazing evening or morning if you're on the other side of the world. Connor from Crypto Empire, signing out.